I was blessed to actually be invited to meet the Prime Minister. अगर आप सही हैबिट्स रखें तो नेचुरली हेल्थ तो अपने आप ही
So if
आएगा.
I delete my bad habits 100 ऐसे आप deleting तो उतना healthy होती जाऊंगी.
Absolutely. When we experience life, good or bad, is it goes through our senses into my brain, and then my brain sends a signal back into my body. So the experience actually resides in my body, not my head. That actually became the inflection point for me. I changed myself. 4-6 महीने में मेरा 25-27 kg वजन घट गया. All of us have narratives. Right? मैं तो ऐसा ही हूँ, मैं तो वैसा ही हूँ, मेरी जिंदगी तो ऐसी ही है. It's just a narrative.
It is not true.
No, your brain does not. I'm doing what I'm doing. अगर नाम बन जाएगा तो अच्छा है, नहीं बनेगा तो ठीक है. Very simple philosophy in life. There are only 3 pillars I have control over: my time, my mind, and my body.
Hi Ritesh. First, it is the most interesting time that I've caught you. It did not take me much to chase you. This time I was lucky I got some people to help me connect with you. But today is a day when we're just sitting one day before the International Yoga Day.
Right.
And what better, it is happening in Bengal.
Absolutely.
सो बंगाल में ही है, बंगाल को ही हम नेशनल योगा कैपिटल जैसे देख रहे हैं इस बार. एंड आई एम लकी दैट आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग मैं इस बार किससे बात करूँ हु कैन एटलीस्ट हेल्प मी मेक दिस योगा डे मोर सेंसिबल फॉर ऑल माई पीपल हु लिसन टू अस. सो नथिंग मोर एंड बेटर देन यू. सो वेलकम टू इंडिया पॉडकास्ट.
And thank you. Really, it's an honor. So wonderful to know that you're doing something like this out of Calcutta.
Yeah.
So I'm delighted. Happy to be here.
So we come from the same town,
Ji,
so that
ji.
helps us connect
Absolutely.
better. Ritesh, your stories and your reach out in the youngsters is very, very interesting.
Right.
Whoever I've mentioned, hey, I'm going to speak to Ritesh, they say, oh, please get us some time. He tells us how to be. So आपका जो एक लोगों के साथ कनेक्ट है ना, वो न्यूट्रिशन से नहीं, उनकी लाइफ से हो गया. Because health has now become the most important thing.
Absolutely.
For you, how important is health? एंड व्हेन डिड यू फाइंड दैट इन योर लाइफ कि अब मेरे को शरीर या हेल्थ पे ध्यान देना है? बिकॉज आई एम श्योर यू हैव अ जर्नी.
Absolutely. So पहले तो एकदम ही नहीं थी. My context was I used to run a cement business.
ओह वाओ.
And मेरा समझ यही था कि entrepreneur सफ़र करता है.
हाँ.
And part of that suffering is health.
यू हैड एक्सेप्टेड कि
हाँ,
ये
मैं
होगा.
आई हैड लाइक रिकनसाइल्ड कि भाई ऐसे ही है. मेरा वजन कभी नहीं घटेगा, मेरे दर्द कभी नहीं जाएंगे, मेरा एसिडिटी कभी ठीक नहीं होगा.
You were a heavy
Yeah, I was
person.
87 kilos. I was diabetic, hypertensive, hyperacidic. I had asthma in a place like Calcutta. And the funny thing was मैं बस अपने आप को रिकनसाइल कर लिया था कि ये मेरा दुख है. But as the entrepreneur, अगर थोड़ा सा सफ़र नहीं करूँ तो कैसा entrepreneur? But I think good luck, good fortune, karma, आप जो भी बोल लीजिए. इत्तेफाक से I met somebody over dinner. And उसने कहा कि आप मरने वाले हैं. And I was a little taken aback.
Some pandit.
He was actually a professor of environmental science.
Oh.
हम लोग ऐसे बैठ के डिनर कर रहे थे. उसने मेरे को देख के कहा आप मरने वाले हैं. And I was a little taken aback. So अगले दिन I swallowed my ego, called him, asked him कि आपने क्या देखा? Remember I used to make cement. I knew nothing about health, wellness, nutrition, कुछ नहीं मालूम था. He said, just look at you. He said, you're sweating, you're overweight, your stomach is not right, and आपका चेहरा एकदम लाल है, आप खांस रहे हैं. These are not, great symptoms. So actually ego में मैंने कहा नहीं आप ये सब बकवास कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ नहीं है, मैं एकदम ठीक हूँ. अब बताओ क्या करना है? So he said, पहले let's just test. I'm 100% sure you're diabetic. I'm 100% sure your blood pressure is high. I'm 100% sure you have a fatty liver. अब ये सब चीज़ मैंने सुना नहीं था उस समय तक. बिकॉज मेरे दिमाग में क्या था, मैं तो दूसरे को ब्लड प्रेशर देता हूँ, मैं तो एंटरप्रेन्योर हूँ, राइट. बट वी गॉट टेस्टेड एंड ऑफ कोर्स लो एंड बिहोल्ड इट टर्न्ड आउट ही वाज राइट. फिर मैं डरा कि भाई ठीक है, अब मैं बता तो दिया और करूँ क्या. दैट एक्चुअली बिकेम दैट इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट फॉर मी. आई चेंज माई सेल्फ. 4-6 महीने में मेरा 25-27 kg वजन घट गया.
Just in 4-6
months. Asthma गायब हो गया. Diabetes was gone. Blood
You
pressure.
did it yourself.
So of course he guided me. जितना उन्होंने समझाया मैंने किया.
Oh.
सीखा, समझा, पढ़ा थोड़ा बहुत जो भी. But the thing was actually started working. Because frankly पहले हफ्ते में मैंने 2-3 kg वजन घटाया. अगर वो 2-3 kg वजन नहीं घटता, I promise you मैं आज आपके सामने नहीं बैठा होता. You need that result. You need that outcome. You need that reward. लॉजिक आप जितना भी समझा दीजिए, साइंस आप जितना भी समझा दीजिए, मतलब एक्चुअली जब तक आपको सामने रिजल्ट नहीं दिखता तो एक्चुअली को पूरा इंटरेस्ट नहीं आती है ना. और मेरे को तो कुछ मालूम भी नहीं था.
और उसके बाद उस पर टिका रहना.
सो टिका रहना आसान हो गया. टिका रहने का कारण भी बहुत सिंपल था, बिकॉज मैंने अपने आप को ठीक किया. एंड 6 महीने के अंदर अंदर मैंने फादर मदर को दोनों को ठीक कर दिया.
Oh my
She had, mom had like immunity issues, dad had diabetes, hypertension, like common वे मारवाड़ी, so like typical common मारवाड़ी family. जब मैंने उन दोनों को ठीक किया, then I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is something I need to learn because I'm not only impacting myself, I'm impacting someone else. Entrepreneur का तकलीफ क्या होता है? हम सोचते हैं कि मैम दुनिया हमारे सर पे चल रहा है. I'm carrying the burden of the world on my shoulder, and I make impact, right? But this was impact at a very one-on-one level. Like I was literally impacting one more human being. In this case, blessed to have impacted my parents. उनकी जिंदगी अगर मैं change कर सका, for me that just became joy. And so then I just started reading and learning and studying and educating myself. So I did nutrition from Tufts. I did physiology and genetics from Harvard. किताबें पढ़े, I must have read like
So you
700
being an
800.
entrepreneur, you distanced yourself and got yourself invested in this?
Like that's not fair. That's not the right characterization. I mean, obviously I continued doing what else I was doing, but धीरे धीरे करके passion इस पे आया. I started realizing this is a crying need of
And
the
your
world.
work was okay? You were able to balance?
I found the time. but देखिए किसी चीज का passion होता है तो अपने आप समय
You
निकल
figure
जाता
out
है. हाँ,
time,
समय
yes.
निकल जाता है. ऐसी it was not like I had such a busy life. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. Then I just started getting interested. Then लोगों पूछने लगे हमको. पहले तो ये पूछे कि आप बीमार तो नहीं हो, कैंसर तो नहीं हो गया.
When
Because I'd
you lose
shrunk.
weight, then also
I'd
people...
shrunk. I'd literally shrunk.
Yes.
I became half my size.
Or the...
So naturally लोगों पूछने लगे कि भाई कुछ हुआ तो नहीं. Then naturally सबको इंटरेस्ट आया कि भाई इसने किया तो मैं भी करूँ.
And you were happy.
I'll give you an example. I had two factors that cause happiness. पहला था कि हम ऊपर नीचे रहते हैं घर में. And एक दिन मेरी मम्मी देखी मैं भाग के ऊपर जा रहा था. I think the last time I did that was 25 years ago. I was incapable of running. I was not fit. And then I used to cough, I'd say on average 300-400 बार दिन में. तो I had asthma. तो asthma तो कोई भी चीज़ से trigger हो जाए.
So it was like a rebirth.
Imagine I woke up one day and I didn't need to cough. Can you imagine that joy?
It's like you being born
Literally, I
again.
was reborn. Like there is no
You
other
just have a
description.
memory of
Yeah.
you and you're reborn.
Yeah, correct. Literally, it was just literally like I was reborn. So then मेरे दिमाग में आया कि it's a gift. अगर ये gift मैं दूसरों के साथ share कर सकूं, then that's the calling in some sense.
So that's also called path of enlightenment.
Yeah, correct. So जो आप कह रहे हैं, for me it just became my calling.
Wow.
If I can share this joy with someone else, एक भी इंसान को अगर मैं ठीक कर सकूं.
So after your life transformation, because you also brought a book called
जी.
The Amazing Health Transformation, does
जी.
it have your story?
Yeah, literally, it is my
It
story
is.
and whatever I learned and how.
And it's so beautiful that you're able to tell your own story.
जी.
Very people wait कि कोई पूछेगा.
जी जी.
So उसके बाद how did the journey move ahead? Because now you are known as a nutrition scientist.
Yeah.
So ये तो doctorate लेने जैसा हो गया. So you actually fetched a degree to yourself with this.
So I mean, I did qualify as a nutritionist. Obviously, I've read lots and lots and
Yes.
lots of books. I've written the book itself, but I've been writing a blog now for 11 years. Every day I write a blog on some subject or the other. It became a passion, so I started reading,
So
learning,
while you
studying.
saw the transformation in yourself, are you able to see through the transformation in the world in adapting and understanding nutrition? Abhi nutrition क्या हो गया when we are all the time our generation, I'm talking of generation of all, millennial से लेके Gen Z से, they always say घर पे कि हमको nutrition food दो या हम nutrition खाना खाएंगे, I'll stay healthy. We have not understood because there's a conflict of spiritual life. Meditation भी कर लो, फिर nutrition भी खा लो, फिर ये भी कर लो, and everybody cannot align it. First, simply tell us nutrition का मतलब क्या होता है?
क्या?
इतना complicate हो गया है कि
So मैं एकदम सरल कर देता हूँ. सबसे पहले आपके बदन को कोई भी समझ नहीं है कि आप क्या खा रहे हैं. आप इटालियन खा रहे हैं, मैक्सिकन खा रहे हैं, मारवाड़ी खा रहे हैं, पंजाबी खा रहे हैं, बदन नहीं जानता.
सिर्फ टेस्ट बट जानते हैं.
टेस्ट नहीं, केमिस्ट्री जानती है. Like your body understands the chemistry of food. Your body understands the calorific value of food. कितना खाया आपने और क्या खाया आपने, ये दो चीज़ बदन समझता है. आप किसी भी रूप में खा लीजिए, घर में खा लीजिए, बाहर में खा लीजिए, सुबह खा लीजिए, शाम को खा लीजिए. कहते हैं, आई एम नॉट डिसएग्रीइंग, आई एम नॉट सेइंग देयर इज नो साइंस कि कोई चीज़ सुबह खाना चाहिए, कोई चीज़ शाम को खाना चाहिए. मान लीजिए मैंने नहीं खाया, तो क्या मैं मर जाऊंगा? ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है. अगर मैंने आयरन मेरे को सुबह खाना था, मैंने शाम को खा लिया, तो आर यू सेइंग माई बॉडी विल विदर एंड डाई? नो, ऑफ कोर्स नॉट. सो आई से टेक अवे 90% of that noise. You need only two simple things. You need to eat as much as you need. You need to eat everything you need. किसी भी रूप में खा लीजिए, किसी भी तरीके से खा लीजिए, सुबह खा लीजिए, शाम को खा लीजिए, बाहर में खा लीजिए, घर में खा लीजिए, as long as it's good food. That's nutrition. इसके आगे पीछे आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत
What
नहीं.
is good food now?
So 6 चीज़ ही होते हैं. There's fruits, vegetables, lentils, nuts and seeds, what we call good fat, ghee, for example, sesame oil, for example, in Bengal, And then what we call probiotics, achar, kimchi, kanji, dahi, these kinds of things. ये 6 चीज़ essential हैं. If it is your preference, आप नॉन वेज खाना चाहते हैं खाइए. अगर आप वेजिटेरियन खाना चाहते हैं वो खाइए. वीगन खाने से थोड़े से रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आ जाते हैं. यू डोंट गेट B12, यू डोंट गेट D3. तो कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आ जाते हैं, उसमें आपको सप्लीमेंट करना पड़ता है. बट अदरवाइज दैट्स ब्रॉडली इट. इसके अलावा कुछ है नहीं. फिर नेचुरली मेरे को अगर मार्केटिंग करना हो तो नेचुरली कम विद सम एंगल ना, कि अरे अरे देखिए आपने ये नहीं किया, अरे अरे देखिए आपने वो नहीं किया. ये तो डराने की बात हो गई. डरा के आप किसी इंसान से कुछ भी करा लीजिए. बट साइंस इज सिंपल.
एक हेल्दी बॉडी के लिए हाउ मच रोल इज योर फिटनेस एंड वर्कआउट, हाउ मच इज न्यूट्रिशन,
हाँ
हाउ मच इज लेस स्ट्रेस लेवल्स, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट मींस बट यस इट इज देयर.
जी.
So and meditation. So how do we divide कि इतना proportion मेरे को ये करना है,
हाँ.
इतना है.
So actually again I think like I can give my own example. Like I was confused. I thought that health was something I needed to do, right? Like sign up for, so to speak. But see, think about it this way: health is actually an inevitable result of good habits.
Oh wow.
अगर आप सही habits रखें तो नेचुरली हेल्थ तो अपने आप ही
So if
आएगा.
I delete my bad habits 100 ऐसा deleting तो उतना healthy होती जाऊंगी.
हाँ एब्सोल्युटली. एंड वो बैड हैबिट्स भी अगेन लाइक आई वुड से 0-1 नहीं है. मगर we
It's smoking, it's hookah,
जी
it's alcohol.
जी.
So we start deleting that.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'll make noise if I say what I'm saying, but like I've now come to this realization that even if you're drinking and you're drinking in moderation and you don't want to compete at Wimbledon, then it's fine. Like,
Okay.
don't drink, obviously, it's not good for you. But क्या आप मर जाएंगे because you had like 2 whiskeys in a week? ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है. So I think in moderation, if you're trying to do anything, generally speaking, is okay. This breakup that you talked about, I'd say actually it's an order, not in percentage. Nutrition is mother
Okay.
because raw material जो आपके बदन में जाती है, that is what is making your body. You make new cells all the time. Naturally अगर उस सेल को जो चीज़ चाहिए था नहीं मिला, सिलियनम नहीं मिली, क्रोमियम नहीं मिला, कॉपर नहीं मिला, naturally that cell is deficient. So I'd say the mother is obviously nutrition. Followed I'd say by rest and recovery. We don't put enough energy and effort into that. You need sleep, you need rest. I think we are all afraid of missing out. तो हम लोग दौड़ते 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 एक जिंदगी
Can we
जीते.
rest without having that 8 hours of sleep in our routine?
साइंस कहती है कि 8 घंटा ज़रूरी है. एक्चुअली 100 साल पहले तक और उपाय नहीं था आपके पास में. शाम को क्या करते, बिजली नहीं थी तो आप सो जाते थे, सुबह उठ जाते थे. This is modern life that's allowing you to do all these things. Science does seem to suggest you need 8 hours. सो जाए तो बेटर है. And then maximize the balance 16. No? Live a really good life in that balance 16 where you don't feel like you're wasting your time. तो 16 घंटा बहुत है आपके लिए. It's how you use that 16 hours that gives you the quality of life.
And the third is your stress and your meditation.
हाँ जी. So the third I'd say is exercise. Especially since I'm speaking to you, I really want to emphasize the importance of exercise for women as much as men. The best example I can give you is my mother. She's 76. She weight trains. She's a Marwadi woman who's never seen a gym in her life. But she now does heavy lifting. She weight trains. She wants to be strong. If she can, you can. Anyone can.
How do you define exercise for women or men? Is it required to hit the gym? Is it okay to just walk? Is it okay to go to Pilates?
Yeah.
Boxing? There's so much.
जी. शौक के ऊपर है. आपको जो शौक है कीजिए. Definitely have diversity. I'll give you a simple example. You're walking on flat ground and you're walking on a hill. The activation of muscles are very different.
Okay.
You will activate different muscles. So किसी दिन चल सकते हैं तो सीढ़ी चढ़ लीजिए, किसी दिन चढ़ सकते हैं तो पहाड़ चढ़ लीजिए, किसी दिन चढ़ सकते हैं तो फ्लैट सरफेस पे चढ़ लीजिए.
Can we mix everything?
Yes.
कि 2 हफ्ते ये कर लिया
क्यों
कि
नहीं?
we need to have consistent approach for a consistent result.
The consistency is in the action, not in the form. आप रोज कुछ कर रहे हैं, that's really important. एक दिन एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, एक दिन
Because
बॉक्सिंग.
sometimes you can't stabilize because you're not staying in the same situation
हाँ,
every day.
तो आप बॉम्बे है तो वॉक कर
कोई
लीजिए.
travel कर रहा है.
वॉक कर लीजिए, एयरपोर्ट पे वॉक कर लीजिए. ऐसी कोई मतलब these are बहाने हैं. अगर आप करना चाहते हो तो सब जगह सब कुछ होता
Now
है.
I have my 2 questions to you versus 2 sectors. One sector is you help us understand we all belong to different age groups. Now sometimes we are married early, some people marry late. I'm talking about women first.
हाँ sure.
अभी कुछ जल्दी शादी करते they become mothers, they have children, so their body has taken a change of shape. Their 40s and 30s are different. Vis-a-vis women, like we have gone career oriented. We have not taken marriage and all till now. But we have a journey. हम इतना move करते हैं, we have to be up there. Now, when we are aging together, there's 2 category. The body ages together.
Sure.
So does it age differently?
Yeah.
Reason being that in 40s of mine and 40 of maybe my sister who's a housewife with two kids, how different will our approach to nutrition and life be? And how should we approach? Like,
Yeah,
I can do weight training, she might not. She might choose because she has a different journey of raising kids.
see, देखिए बेसिक्स जो है वो सेम रहते हैं.
Okay.
The basics don't change. Like it's a great way to sell, to segment your market. and उससे देखिए हाउसवाइफ अलग है,
Yeah, because
अनमैरिड
that's
वुमन
what
अलग
they
है.
say कि यार मेरा तुम नहीं समझती, मैं
हाँ
घर चलाती हूँ. या फिर कॉर्पोरेट वाले बोलते हैं अरे यू डोंट नो हाउ आई सफर, मैं दिन भर घूमती हूँ हील्स पे,
जी.
So everybody has their own issues and reason to say I can't do what to be fit,
Yeah.
I can't eat this, I can't do gym, I have this problem. How do you think the category should look at this whole healthy
हाँ जी.
approach?
So see, देखिए basics are the same. The basics cannot change. Everyone needs to exercise.
Okay.
Everyone needs to eat well. Everyone needs to sleep. Everyone needs to carry as little stress as possible because it's toxic for you. So those factors will not change. The form can change. The method can change. The intensity can change. I'm competing for Wimbledon. Naturally, my intensity will be very different. मान लीजिए आपका वो गोल नहीं है तो आप हफ्ते में 2 बार विस्की पी रहे हैं, ठीक है, मंजूर है. बट I'd say 80% of it can be common. It doesn't, I don't think that it makes that much of a difference.
Then does it make difference because they go through different stages? Some goes through postpartum depression.
जी.
Some go to perimenopause. So
Yeah.
is it also related to what you have chosen in your life?
Yeah.
If you have chosen a career approach, you might not have those postpartum issues early, or you might have them late.
Yeah.
Then you have the fertilization issues. So is the choice of your profession and lifestyle has a direct impact on your healthy life, on your nutrition value, everything?
Yes and no. Yes, to the extent that naturally everyone's individual experience is individual.
Okay.
If I'm right now going through a pregnancy or I've just had a child, naturally what my body is going through at that given moment is different. But we are looking at health over a 100-year lifespan, right? So I developed let's say I developed blood pressure. तो उस समय मेरी बदन में जो भी हो रही थी was unique. But the body also renews all the time. We make 5 million cells every second. तो बदन तो नया भी बन रहा है, आपके hormones भी नए बन रहे हैं. And there's this whole science of what we call epigenetics, which is the circumstances that you find yourself in. What I'm trying to argue against is this dukhi dasta kind of
Situation driven?
yeah, like dukhi dasta kind of approach. कि अरे नहीं देखिए मेरा तो जिंदगी ऐसा है, मैं तो corporate, exactly what I was doing. What do you think I was doing? I had seduced myself into thinking कि entrepreneur की जिंदगी तो ऐसी होती है.
कहाँ समय
हाँ,
है?
करेक्ट. समय कहाँ है? करने का समय कहाँ है?
पैसा ही तो कमाना है.
बोझ इतना है, हजारों लोग मेरे ऊपर चल रहे हैं.
But you could come out of it
So
without
if I can, then
compromise.
anyone can, no?
So if we come to this whole thing of why I came to the women thing first is because I was just watching this Kiara Advani podcast
जी.
on our Shamani show on postpartum depression, and I saw that the way they express the kind of stress they go through, acknowledging that it is beyond us. The whole emotion goes everywhere. So emotional shift because of hormonal shift, and then your nutrition balance, it takes a hit. So get back, like you got yourself back.
Yeah.
How do one get it back?
So, I'd say the easiest way to do this is to simplify. Human beings like to complicate things because it's attractive, right? If it is थोड़ा सा sexy है, whatever you want to call it, right? Like there is a shimmer to whatever it is I'm trying to do. But the truth is simple. The truth is not complicated. The truth is very basic. जैसे मैं बार बार कह रहा हूँ, आपके बदन में जितनी भी कैलोरी की जरूरत है उतना ही खाइए, ना ज़्यादा खाइए ना कम खाइए. Don't diet. Because dieting is
But
terrible.
mood swings और emotion के बीच में तो खाने का मन नहीं है.
हाँ नहीं, so
Chocolate खा लेती
हाँ
हूँ.
सही है. And again, with respect, I say this for women. Yeah, with respect, as I say this for women, obviously I have not gone through that. So it's unfair for me to characterize something in a particular way. I'm in no way trying to suggest that it's not genuine. What you're going through is not genuine. It is. All I'm saying is that if you take that as your baseline and then say, fine, it is whatever it is. Let me see how I can improve it. Then there is scope for improvement. There is scope for change. There is scope for you to not be impacted as much.
Can food and nutrition help us to come out of emotional baggage? Can we snap out of it by eating good?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because, I mean, again, these are oversold concepts. So I want to be careful. But serotonin, for example, is one of the hormones that gives you joy, happiness. It's made in your gut. It's made by eating protein. It's made by eating protein in the right way. So अगर आपके मतलब post-pregnancy diet में there's adequate protein, it has to have some impact. I'm not saying that's the magic bullet. कि आपने प्रोटीन खा लिया सब कुछ ठीक हो गया, ऐसा नहीं कह रहा हूँ मैं. But how can it not have any impact? Zero भी तो नहीं है ना. So you find different ways. A lot of it's also support actually.
When women go through the period cycle, we go through that PMS period.
Correct.
Then indulging in chocolates or something they say cravings.
Yeah.
everyone has their own cravings.
Yeah.
How do one know कि क्या खाने से I'll come back to being my core, you know, as
Yeah.
you said, snapping out is important, and can food, because in your book only, I think you are trying to also work on the idea that we cannot be health driven work system, or it has to be a system, you know,
Yeah,
you
so
had
let me
this.
go back to what you're saying. We would have solved 7,000 people's problems with respect to your cycles. The deficiency is iron, actually.
Okay.
So Indian women in general are anemic. Indian women in general are low on iron.
Okay.
Even the non-vegetarian Indian women are predominantly vegetarian.
Oh.
Vegetarian food has something called non-hem iron, so your body doesn't absorb it. So you're generally speaking low on iron.
Okay.
One of the reasons you're getting cravings, and one of the reasons you get period pain, one of the reasons you get heavy bleeding, and then the pain associated, is because you're low in iron. So if you supplemented the iron with food, and I'm not talking medicine, a large part of the problem actually is mitigated.
Vis-a-vis the women around the world, they have more of iron in them than us. So does it like they go through a different kind of experience in the cycle?
Multiple reasons. So one is that generally speaking, the world is non-vegetarian.
Okay.
It is
Yes.
Indians who are more
predominantly
vegetarian.
Yeah.
And even the ones who are non-vegetarian actually are predominantly eating vegetarian. Because eating chicken, fish, and egg twice or thrice a week. We have now worked with so many people across so many categories that we understand that non-vegetarian food is not your dominant diet. The non-veg has something called hem iron that makes hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the iron that we're talking about.
So we need to focus on what is actually missing in the body during certain emotional flux that we are going through. Now comes the area where I want to talk about the profession that we choose, that we have kind of spoken about. If our lifestyle doesn't allow us the balanced approach like you're talking about sleeping 8 hours, you're talking about eating breakfast in the morning, there's so much confusion. सुबह breakfast करना है, 14 घंटे के gap में करना है, 6 बजे के बाद नहीं करना है. Which way to go ताकि guilt भी नहीं हो और effortlessly थोड़ा health को ध्यान दे सके. Is there a way? Because
Yeah. I mean, see, so the science would say सुबह 4 बजे उठिए, रात को 8 बजे सो जाइए.
even you say and even Akshay Kumar,
हाँ,
two of you.
4 बजे उठ जाइए, 8 बजे सो जाइए, 8 घंटा सोइए. 4 बजे के बाद में खाना मत खाइए. That's the science.
ठीक
And it's
है.
well discovered science. I'm
But
not.
practically suppose possible ही
हाँ,
है.
तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, छोड़ दीजिए उसको. मैं कहता हूँ कि आपको 8 घंटा सोना है, आप सुबह 3 बजे सो जाइए, 11 बजे उठ जाइए, नाश्ता मत खाइए, डजेंट मैटर बिकॉज योर बॉडी डजंट नो व्हाट इज नाश्ता. 1 बजे खाना खाइए, रात को 10 बजे तक खाना खाइए, फिर आप 3 बजे सो जाइए. हाउ डज योर बॉडी केयर? एंड आर यू सेइंग दैट जस्ट बिकॉज यू स्लेप्ट लेटर देन योर 8 hours डजंट काउंट? ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है.
That's what I'm
I mean,
asking.
again, see, like science will say yes. कि हाँ नहीं आप 8 बजे सो जाइए. They did a study. They put 20 people into a cave and everybody started sleeping early. So this whole thing about I've got circadian rhythm and I'm a night owl and you're a morning this and you're सब सारी बकवास है. Everybody sleeps early. That's the science. But अब नहीं हो रहा आपसे तो क्या आप नहीं सोएंगे? नहीं खा पा रहे आप नाश्ता तो what will happen? Will you like something like
So the sleep we take in the night and the sleep we take in the morning for the students and youngsters who are awake all night and सुबह जाके सो जाते हैं, is there no difference in that
There is.
sleep in the body?
There is, because see, your body follows what we call the sun cycle.
Okay.
सुबह जब आप उठते हैं, actually ideally you should go and expose yourself to the sun. That sets off a 16-hour clock. And 16 घंटा बाद आप सो जाते हैं. That's the cycle. That's the science. My argument is very simple. मैं करता हूँ. मैं तो रोज सुबह 4 बजे उठता हूँ. 9 बजे तक मैं सो जाता हूँ. That's my life. I can do it. But imagine you can't. Then should you suffer for it? ऐसा नहीं है कि it is 0-1. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
But if someone is on a transit job, like you were a cement company owner, but there are people like journalists also, there are people working around the clock or traveling. If they want to be sure about their nutrition being okay, what they intake and take out, what can they do? What can they keep handy that they don't feel that we've eaten only the crap that we got on the way? We're driven by what we will be seeing on the road.
Yeah. So it's a great point you bring up. मेरे को 2 मिनट थोड़ा सा डाइवर्जन लेने दीजिए. Imagine a person like me who was 85, 87 kilos, constantly being hungry. How does it make any sense? How can my body weight be more than it needs to be? But I'm constantly हर 2 घंटे से मेरे को भूख लग रहा है. तो क्या चीज़ की भूख लग रही थी?
Is it in my memory that I want to feel hungry?
नहीं, एक्चुअली आपके बदन में डिफिशियंसीज हैं. सो आप सोचिए आपने खाना खाया, पानी नहीं पिया, तो प्यास लग रहा है. तो प्यास तो पानी से ही बुझेगी ना. तो वैसे ही अगर आपके बदन को मैग्नीशियम का डिफिशियंसी हो रहा है, कैल्शियम का डिफिशियंसी हो रहा है, क्रोमियम का डिफिशियंसी हो रहा है, यू डोंट नो.
हम तो कुछ भी खा लेते हैं.
जो सामने दिखेगा आप खाएंगे, बट भूख क्या चीज़ की लग रही है? भूख आपको क्रोमियम का लग रहा है. तो जैसे आपने खाना को कंप्लीट किया, बदन कहता है हाँ ठीक है मैं खुश हूँ, मत खाइए, 2 दिन मत खाइए, क्या फ़र्क पड़ रहा है?
Oh, so we don't even know what we are craving for.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
मुझे भूख लगता है, sometimes I go and eat पुचका.
या सो
It has
नॉर्मली हमको
nothing.
क्रेविंग जो होती है सॉल्ट या शुगर के लिए होती है, बिकॉज सॉल्ट एंड शुगर इज इनवेरिएबली द अ पार्ट ऑफ योर फूड, एंड द बॉडी सिंग सॉल्ट शुगर खाएगा तो मैग्नीशियम भी आ जाएगी, क्रोमियम भी आ जाएगा, कॉपर भी आ जाएगी,
So
एंड सो ऑन
sugar
सो।
is good.
No, I mean, yeah, sugar is not bad for you again. There are all kinds of stories about sugar. Everything in moderation is okay for you.
So I not having added sugar is a bad idea. I thought.
नहीं खाते तो बेटर है, बिकॉज हैज नो न्यूट्रिशनल वैल्यू, इट हैज कैलोरी। अगर नहीं खाएंगे तो बेटर है, बट अगेन माई आर्ग्यूमेंट इज कि थोड़ा सा अगर खा लें तो।
So we need massively education of what gives what.
हाँ
We are
जी,
lacking that.
नो आई वुड put it the other way around. I think you have to be honest to yourself. And one of the best ways to be honest to yourself is to track 3 or 4 metrics. So the first metric you always track is body fat, not weight. You can be skinny fat, so you can be
Yes.
40 kgs and overweight because you have too much fat. You could be 70 kilos and actually very low body fat. So body weight is not the right measure. Body fat is the right measure. One, I'd say is track your sleep. 6-7 घंटा तो आपको नींद ज़रूरत है, चाहे आप कोई भी हो। कोई लोग कहते हैं नहीं ज़रूरत है,
Or
बट
you manage power naps.
it doesn't help.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't make up. So power nap is great for you because it does other things, but you can't compensate for what you need. So दूसरा I'd say track your sleep. तीसरा track something called your HRV, heart rate variability. It's a great indicator of your nervous system, whether your nervous system is in balance or not. आपको actually असलियत में कितनी stress होके रखी है. That's a very good indicator. Fourth, just how you feel. Aches, pains, body ache, generally how you feel. I think ये 4 अगर indicator आप track कर लें, अगर ये सारे सही हैं तो आप जो भी कर रहे हो सही है, जो डाइट फॉलो कर रहे हैं, जिसका भी न्यूट्रिशन प्लान फॉलो कर रहे हैं, जिस तरीके से भी जी रहे हैं आप, आई थिंक बाय एंड लार्ज योर पैरामीटर्स आर फाइन।
To an extent, if I say women can still, what you've said, we can get along that in the women category. But when it comes to males or the men of a society, we see a different pattern there. A young boy generally has a fitness freakness. Everybody wants to look muscled up and good in India.
Sure.
So we have all the youngsters going to the gym, and the protein shake culture has taken over.
जी
It has become a mandate drink,
Yeah.
and it gives them such a pump कि protein shake लेके जी रहा हूँ.
जी
So one, that myth I want to understand. Second is for the men who are also, we don't know what men go through. They have PMSing moods or not. They have postpartum तो क्या होगा? They also have some perimenopause time, or 40s to 45 is their thing. So with the men journey, can you educate us? Because they have adapted a way that men think they're the provider. So they go and they do that gymming or workout. They come and then they wear the stress cap and they smile and they walk into their work life like you used to do.
करेक्ट।
And without knowing what can work. Again, profession wise, it's different. I'm talking about the average category.
Sure.
How do you think they should live their life?
जी so first of all, there are many questions in your question. Let's just do the protein. I am a believer in balance. There are lots of people who believe in overdosing, I would say, on protein. So they talk about 2-3 grams even per kg of body weight. I'm one of those people who believes in balance. If I was training for a specific objective, then perhaps I could do something like that. But otherwise, for general people, like I'm on 1 gram, 1.5 gram per body weight. So about 80-85 grams of protein per day.
Okay.
But that's also because I weight train every day.
Okay.
If I didn't weight train, I'd drop that to like 50-60 grams a day.
What is the harm if we have it now?
So protein doesn't store. Your body has to excrete the protein. If you didn't utilize it for the day, you have to excrete. 1 महीना 2 महीना 6 महीने में कुछ नहीं होगा, बट जिंदगी भर अगर आप करने लग जाएं तो नेचुरली इट क्रिएट्स स्ट्रेस ऑन योर बॉडी. सो यू शुड बी केयरफुल. आई एम नॉट सेइंग देयर इज वन राइट फॉर्मूला. इट्स कॉन्टेक्स्ट ड्रिवन. अगर आप रेगुलरली 2 घंटे जिम जा रहे हैं तो अगर आप 150 ग्राम भी प्रोटीन खा रहे हैं, perhaps it's not bad for
But
you.
you cannot have protein just to fill in the protein gap in your food and not working out.
मतलब मेरा आंसर ये है कि इंस्टाग्राम देख के मत कीजिए.
हाँ.
अगर आप
खाने में नहीं है तो हम ऐसे पी लेते हैं
हाँ,
ऐसे.
that is, it may be harmful.
Okay.
That may be harmful. So that's the protein question. I think the stress question you ask is very interesting, especially in the context of men. Because again, we've all grown up with a stereotype, right? Ki a man has no emotion, should not have emotion, should not be vulnerable, should not show his vulnerability at the very least. Log kya sochenge, log kya kahenge, how you'll be judged. I've been in that journey. I've been that person who, always wore that veneer of strength and serenity and calm and this and that, the other. Whereas actually inside I was struggling.
And you don't express.
There's no question, right? Because पहले तो सुनेगा कौन? और सुन भी लिया तो फिर क्या सोचेगा, राइट? एंड these all my judgments. I'm not saying there's
This
no
is
one
very
around.
common.
I'm not saying there aren't people around me who are more than happy to listen. पर मेरे दिमाग में था पता नहीं सुनेगा कि नहीं, पता नहीं क्या कहेगा. And so you wore that veneer, I think, of like calm, whereas there was massive turmoil inside. Till I discovered this concept called Upekkha. It's a fascinating concept. It comes from Pali language. And like in Pali language, words don't have a meaning. It's almost like a concept. So if you permit, I want to spend 30 seconds
Yes.
explaining. Upekkha is this concept where you're living life and you're anchored. And then your life revolves around you. There's good, there's bad, there's happy, there's sad, there's success, there's failure. You experience every single thing.
Okay.
So you're not running away. I'm not saying जब अच्छा होगा तो I will be.
Most men run away.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm trying to change the opinion. So I'm not running away. I'm not saying कि जब अच्छा होगा तो मैं ले लूँगा, जब खराब होगा तो I will see.
Can't take
I can't take
criticism.
this. I
Yes,
can't take that.
yeah.
ऐसा नहीं है. Your role in life actually is to experience every single thing, but experience it with an equilibrium. Experience it with an equanimity. That gives you true joy for having experience. Because the gift of life actually is the fact that you're experiencing. For me, there was like, just a completely different universe. I had come from this universe where suffering ho to mera hai, khushi hai to aapka hai, right? But I realized that actually this is a
That's
train
a
of...
victim mode at
Exactly.
times.
I was the victim. I was literally either the hero or the victim.
the victim.
Yeah, very common. I realized I don't need to be either. I can be this very anchored, calm, stable person who's experiencing everything that's happening to me. And I'm training myself to experience. And that's become really the journey of the last 5-7 years. In fact, I've written now a second book, which is going to come out hopefully this year. Titled Upekkha, literally.
Oh, wow.
The Neuroscience of Strength and Serenity.
So there's an art of experiencing life is what you're saying.
Ji.
And if we don't know how to experience, we try messing it up.
Ji.
Something painful happens, we run away. Something
exactly.
joyous happens. So this is, how do you practice this?
Yeah.
One, you've told the concept.
जी. So 2-3 simple concepts हैं इसके अंदर. First is this concept called disentanglement.
Okay.
Very interesting concept. Actually, what happens to us when we experience life, good or bad, is it goes through our senses into my brain, and then my brain sends a signal back into my body. So the experience actually resides in my body, not in my head.
Oh.
Yeah. So stress, anxiety, worry.
It all goes to your body.
By definition.
I thought it goes to your head.
Exactly. Most people think
Yeah.
कि stress and anxiety is in my head.
Yes.
But by definition, it has to transfer back into your body, no? Because your heart has to change, your breath has to change, your hormones have to change.
So everything we eat also gets impacted.
For sure, no? Because think about it this way. अगर मान लीजिए मैं अभी इस वक्त खाना खाया and किसी ने फोन करके मेरे को कोई खराब information दिया या खबर दी, then naturally my body has to respond. Entire body has to respond, no?
I thought only the brain and
हाँ,
emotion
एक्चुअली बहुत कॉमन परसेप्शन है. पर आप सोचिए वो सिंपल चीज है. अभी खून मेरे बदन में इट पूल्स इन द स्टमक टू डाइजेस्ट, which is what you call rest and digest, right? But now suddenly there's bad news, so my body says fight flight. So I shunt all the body into my extremities, hands and legs. So how can digestion happen? So अगर बार बार आप अपने आप को chronically stress करते हैं, actually digestion gets affected. But again, my point is it's in your body. Right? So if I could disentangle, disconnect in some sense my mind and my body, to say कि दिमाग में जो भी हो रहा है होने दीजिए, but बदन में क्यों हो रहा है? Because आज इस वक्त हमको जो तकलीफ हो रहे हैं, I don't need my body, I don't need to run.
Is it possible to disconnect?
मैं आपको 1 सेकंड में सिखाऊंगा कैसे होता है. It's
Make
so
me
simple.
do it.
It's so simple. So आप सोचिए कि आप जैसे मैं कह रहा हूँ बार-बार, you have to send the signal back into your body. There's a cascade that occurs. The first thing is upregulating of your breath. The breath upregulates your heart. Your heart upregulates blood flow, and then that results in hormones being released. तो चाबी तो आपके सांस में है ना. अगर आपने अपनी सांस को धीरे कर लिया अभी इस वक्त,
जब गुस्सा आ रहा है, मैंने खुद के सांस पे ध्यान दिया.
Yeah, exactly. And आपने उसको धीरे कर लिया. Then by definition the signal you're sending to your body is this can't be dangerous.
Oh, it feels everything is okay.
By definition ना, because आप सोचिए अगर इस वक्त आपके ऊपर कोई कूद रहा होता, then you couldn't be slowing your breath, no? It's
But
not
the awareness can help.
So training helps. You train for this. You train in advance. There are two simple ways to train. You use a trigger. So you listen to a song and then you slow down your breath. I've been training. Right now as I'm talking, the song's playing in my head.
Oh, you don't need literally the song.
पर शुरू में जरूरत थी.
But अब हो गया.
पर अब आदत हो गई. I can just disentangle my mind and my body. So my body is calm. So that's one. The second very interesting concept I realized, जब मेरे को तकलीफ हुई, स्ट्रेस हुआ, एंजाइटी हुआ, कोई भी कुछ भी हुआ, What I was actually doing was what we call pattern recognition. Right? I was taught that जब ये होता है, you should feel angry, stressed,
ऐसे रिएक्ट करना.
ऐसे react करना, right? If my mother hugs me, then she loves me. If she doesn't hug me, she doesn't love me, right?
Very
And I was
common.
trained for this.
You are getting into relationship issues now.
Absolutely. But think about it this way, right? We interpret our environment and form an opinion based on the interpretation, right? Now, because interpretation is an interpretation, I can rewrite that interpretation. So I found there are 5 or 6. Like I can give you my own example. For me, it was about being timely. आज आपके साथ appointment थी. I
You
was
have
here
to be
7 minutes before.
punctual, yeah.
7 minutes before, right? Now, how did it manifest? It manifested कि हम लोग लंच पे जा रहे संडे को. मेरे दिमाग में 12 बजे, मेरे बच्चे के दिमाग में 1:30 बजे. तो 1 बजे वो खेल रहा है, कूद रहा है, he is not ready, he doesn't want to do anything, right? I'm saying हमको जाना ही नहीं है, because 12 बजे अगर नहीं जाएंगे तो हमको जाना ही नहीं है,
It happens.
right? So I'm like stressed now.
Ticked off.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. The purpose of that lunch was joy and pleasure,
We don't think.
but I forgot the joy and the pleasure.
We're so adamant on what we thought
Exactly.
about
I got
time.
anchored on the pattern recognition that being punctual is very important.
That is pattern.
Yeah, of course,
We
it's just
thought
a
we are stubborn.
No,
we
it's just
are-
a pattern. So once I realized that a lot of the anxiety in my life is coming from the patterns that I'm
like
recognizing.
at my work, if I don't see that they have done these stories in a day, I used to rant.
Yeah.
One day somebody told me, why are you stuck up with the number of stories? Why
Correct.
don't you go into happy quality things out?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, but that is how it works. He's like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Or if I could help maybe modulate, even whether it happened or not happened, why should it affect you?
Why it should not affect
No,
me?
it should affect you in a way where you can get what you want done, but it need not make you upset, angry, anxious, stressed.
So we
worried.
want to make things done as we want to do.
No, actually, you learned that the only way to get things done was to be angry, upset, stressed, or anxious.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's what you learned.
Joyfully also you can get things done.
अब क्यों नहीं? बहुत लोग हैं जो बहुत कुछ कराते हैं without any anger or stress.
You stay happy.
Yeah, of course. I'm much more happy today than I have ever been in my life.
You need to run my brand.
Yeah. So definitely. So second was like I said.
This is a
Ji,
pattern.
it's just patterns. And I realized they're just patterns. The third really interesting thing I learned is that a lot of these are happening as narratives in our head. Narrative is, and you know much more than I could
It's
ever.
called media narrative.
हाँ, exactly.
Till now I know
हाँ
that.
जी, हाँ. So आप लोग जो, that's what I'm saying.
Like we made Donald Trump ka media narrative.
Correct,
He's
exactly.
cynical.
Exactly. So you know more than I could ever imagine the power of a narrative, right?
Yeah.
But just think about it this way. Do we not all live in our own narratives?
About ourselves.
Yeah, of course. All of us have narratives, right?
So
मैं तो
any-
ऐसा ही हूँ, मैं तो वैसा ही हूँ,
So it is a
मेरी
narrative?
जिंदगी तो ऐसी ही है. It's just a narrative.
It is not truth.
No, your brain does not know. Your brain literally does not know. This is a very common misperception that the brain is a truth machine. The brain is just a machine that's interpreting the truth that you tell. You can tell the brain any truth you want. And the brain says, okay.
For example, मुझे लगता है कि मैं बहुत strong हूँ, suppose. या मैं बहुत I'm a good journalist.
हाँ, तो आप बन
तो ये
जाइए.
narrative है.
हाँ, narrative है.
तो truth क्या है?
मैं दूसरी तरीके से कहता हूँ, मैं बीमार हूँ, मैं बीमार हूँ, मैं बीमार हूँ, मैं बीमार हूँ. ब्रेन कहता है कि लग तो नहीं रहा है, बस सर कह रहे हैं रोज, तो होंगे, हमको क्या
So
मालूम.
what we say is what we become.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes we self-curse
Yeah,
ourselves.
absolutely. So please stop that narrative in your
हाँ,
in
we
your
say
head.
हम तो बेकार
हाँ,
हैं.
exactly. Yeah.
So we are creating.
Yeah, literally.
So which one should we create? Too strong. मैं सबसे अच्छी हूँ.
No, you create what you think works for you, which then aligns to your purpose. आपकी जिंदगी
But
में.
that's manipulating your brain.
No, no. Actually, I want to be careful with what I say. You are telling your brain the version of the truth that works for you. It's not manipulation. There is a version of the truth that is working
But
for you.
simply, if I want to do a good podcast with you and 10 minutes back I didn't have a good mood. So I should tell my brain, I'm fine. And this podcast, I want to do it nicely. Is that telling my brain the version of truth?
Yeah.
So it flows well.
And let me add 2 or 3 more things that can actually make you change your mood like that. Okay. So mood is driven by a sense of what is happening in the body. So मान लीजिए आपका हार्ट अभी 120 की रफ्तार पे बीट कर रहा है, आपका सांस फूल रहा है. So your body can perceive that as anxiety. So you slow down your breath. Your heartbeat will slow down. Already that is gone. You smile. Right? The signal going into my brain is she seems to be finding something funny, happy, joyous, whatever. Brain says, होगा, हमको क्या मालूम? I don't know, na? How do I know what is happy, what is sad? How do I know what I'm supposed to perceive as happy and what I'm supposed to perceive?
Nothing they know.
No, they don't know. The brain doesn't know. So you smile. Already your mood is changed. You tell yourself, I'm going to have a great podcast. The brain says, okay, she's saying it must be true, right? How do I know?
They don't store the pattern and data.
No. That's like, for me, this was such a leap. I was like, what are you
So
saying?
what are impressions? Something that happened in life, we carry that impression that this person has done this, so I went through this incident. We carry it and then we stay over aware of it.
Yeah.
So that is also a
And
narrative.
that memory is then haunting you.
Yes.
Remember? That memory is haunting you. So I know somebody called Moran Surf. He's a neuroscientist and he works on memories. In fact, in his lab, what they're doing now is to figure out a way to program your memory while you sleep, to reprogram your memory. He taught me something very interesting. So a memory is just a best recollection of what happened. It's a best recollection. It's not true. When you recall, you load, and then what you do with that memory when you load is what is stored back. So if you just alter that memory a little bit, make it a little better, positive, put some spin to
You
it,
can't change it pura.
you can change the entire thing.
Okay.
Why not? Because what is going back is the version of the truth that you created at that moment. So again, I don't want to overreach, but like, let's say you've had traumatic experiences in your life, you can alter at least the magnitude of that trauma, if not the trauma itself. And these are all well discovered science. I'm not.
We can remove the intensity of our impact in our
Yeah,
head.
absolutely. Why not?
Like somebody says, I had a very painful childhood. They stick to that idea till they've matured to almost 50.
Because आपकी memory बन चुकी है.
और आप उसी को जी रहे हो, आपका
Correct.
लाइफ चेंज हो गया, आपने कमा लिया, बड़ा मेरे बचपन में ऐसा हुआ था.
Correct, exactly.
और somebody has a very controlled journey,
Yeah.
controlled by someone, strict parents. They stay with that haunting. So is it easy, and can nutrition and food also help you? Again, breath helps you,
Yeah.
but nutrition, diet, conscious effort can help you come out of this?
Yeah, so think of it as your body being a system. Naturally, everything you do to that system will impact. So अगर आपका खाना ठीक है, आपका sleep ठीक है, आपकी exercise ठीक है, your stress levels are, more in your control, your breathing is okay, then obviously how can the body not be different, no? And the point I really want to make is the sense of empowerment, right? Like the kind of empowerment I feel over myself today.
You feel on yourself, we want to have that on other person.
हाँ वो ठीक है, वो भी ठीक है.
We generally see that we want to fix everyone else,
Yeah.
but ourselves.
Yeah.
What I can't do, if I can't wake up to gym in the morning, I'll tell everyone around me, get up at 6, go to the gym.
तो आसान है ना, because that's also obviously much easier to tell
So
you.
my dopamine will come from there doing something, and then it turns into jealousy.
Correct.
That why I have not done. So now coming to the term dopamine also.
Yeah.
How important at certain age in 40s they say ये तो करना. You need that addiction either through coffee, some toxic stuff, or relationships, or you have now people getting into situationships, small relationships of no emotion. What is dopamine? And can it only be achieved in a less harmful way by going and doing exercise?
No, not true. So if I said to myself that I would lift the cup, and I then lifted the cup, my body would reward me with dopamine.
Oh my
It's
God.
as micro-dosing as that.
Suppose I decided कि मैं सुबह उठ के जिम जाऊंगी. If I do that,
Actually, अगर आपने जूते भी पहन लिए, and you told yourself that I have gone to the gym, that itself gives you dopamine.
so where do we lack getting that?
You don't like it. I don't think you need like excess amounts of dopamine. Anything in excess is bad for you. So I'm not familiar with what you're saying. But if there are people out there who are trying to...
It is not the most important thing to come out of emotional bog
No, I
down.
think being in anchor is more important. Having excess of anything, whether it's dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin,
Now you help
whatever.
me identify, how do we identify these things with us? One, what our body needs in nutrition. How do we measure? Do we wear something, smartwatch? That is the only way to know.
नहीं,
How
मैं
do I
पहनता-
choose?
So I wear. But I'd say the best measure of nutrition being okay is your body weight being okay, body fat in particular being okay.
Okay.
Generally speaking, you're not having symptoms, aches, pains, whatever that might
Some
be.
symptoms we all have. We're working
नहीं
on
होना
that.
चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए. आपके बाल गिर रहे हैं, नहीं गिरने चाहिए.
We blame it to the water.
Yeah, but it's actually iron deficiency.
Yes.
Yeah. It's caused by iron deficiency in women in particular. So आपके मतलब कोई symptoms नहीं होने चाहिए, बहुत कम होने चाहिए. कोई minor होते हैं अलग हैं, but otherwise generally you should not have symptoms. You should feel abundant and full of life. Why not? I'd say those would be the best measures of good nutrition.
This is very tough to feel abundant and full of life.
No, it's also what you feel. ऐसा नहीं है.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have an optimistic attitude to life. The blessing of life itself is a blessing. No? I woke up today. I may not have.
Now that you've told you get dopamine in small things, I'm very happy.
छोटे छोटे चीज से मिलते हैं एक्चुअली.
How do you carry nutrition in your pocket for people who are not having a very constant, stabilized way of life? What should they do to carry nutrition safely in their pocket and not?
या अगर खासकर आप बाहर खा रहे हैं, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट ईटिंग आउटसाइड. There's nothing wrong, frankly.
But if you're traveling too much, you are into a work life which is not fixed, what do you suggest them to live on for their fooding? कहीं भी नाश्ता मिला कुछ भी खा ले. How does this work?
So I'd say focus on fruits, focus on vegetables.
Okay.
Nuts is something you can carry. It's not hard
Raw
to carry.
vegetables works.
नहीं, खाना मतलब cooked also is fine.
Okay.
There's no problem with cooked vegetables. Fruit सब जगह मिलता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं मिलता है. Nuts and seeds कैरी कर लीजिए. तो 3 तो यही होगा, राइट. आपको लेंटिल नहीं मिला, आपको मान लीजिए नट्स एंड सीड्स तो खा ही लिए, फैट मान लीजिए थोड़ा कम बेसी हो गया, वो भी आपके नट्स एंड सीड्स से आ जाएंगे. दीज 3 itself.
Does one need to maintain that chart? अभी सबने शुरू कर दिया है महीने का चार्ट. सुबह पोहा बनाने बोला डाइटिशियन ने. ये डाइटिशियन, what do you understand about it?
I mean, technically even we are one.
Yeah.
But like I don't follow any chart. I just eat.
You're not the
And I eat
dietitian
everything.
who gives everyone a chart.
नहीं मतलब मैं तो नहीं फॉलो करता हूँ. आई ईट एवरीथिंग. भी टिरामिसू भी खाता हूँ, मैं चॉकलेट भी खाता हूँ, पिज्जा भी खाता हूँ, पास्ता भी खाता
So
हूँ.
how does your chart look like?
My weight,
I am your patient.
मैं तो सब कुछ खाता हूँ.
So you let me also eat
of course,
everything.
absolutely. How can you live life without
And
enjoying food?
did you fix it कि 6 दिन तक यही खाना होगा?
नहीं एकदम भी नहीं.
Because you tell them that your body needs this.
Yeah.
These are the areas where you get it.
Correct.
If you manage this,
Yeah.
how many hours के gap में we should eat? This is a major confusion.
24 घंटे के कैप में खा लीजिए.
हाँ.
Makes no difference at all.
2 hours में खाना
नहीं, सब बकवास,
munching is
सब
okay.
बकवास है.
But अगर मैं खा रही हूँ munch करती हूँ.
अच्छा नहीं आपके लिए, because you create insulin every time you eat.
Oh.
And constantly creating insulin for your body.
We have to hold on to the craving of eating in between.
So I'd say 3 meals. Actually 2 खाते थे हम लोग. मतलब 100 साल पहले तक we would eat 2 big meals. In the morning when I woke up, I went to farm, hunt, whatever, scavenge, whatever. When I came back 2-3 o'clock, I would eat my next big meal.
And then?
रात को समय कहाँ था, बिजली नहीं थी, अब रात को बैठ के थोड़ी ना कोई जश्न कर
रहे. But in this modern life, we have too much.
3. If you can do 3 meals, it's enough. In between, if you really feel like have nuts, it's more than enough.
If you have gastric issues, which is much more taken to having gap in your meal, do you believe that?
So actually, it's exactly counterintuitive. Think about it this way. What is producing gas in your body? It is food.
Food or the gap of food?
No, it's food actually. A gap in food cannot produce gas. It's methane, to be technical. It's food that is breaking down because of bacteria that's producing methane. So it's methane that's being released that you call gas. Methane by definition is being produced by food. It's common to say eat. When you eat, you sort of press that food down, and so that gas temporarily goes away and then comes back very quickly. So any antacid advertisement, you'll always see the person eating again.
Yeah.
If I didn't eat again, I don't need the antacid. So it's not a gap in food that's causing acidity or gas. It's undigested food. If your digestion's okay, you'll digest the food.
How do you get out of it without medication?
ज़रूरत नहीं है. Like I was acidic, hyperacidic. I would not leave home without 2 antacids in my pocket. I have not had one in 12 years.
How did you get by balancing?
I just started eating less.
Eating less, but eating right.
I started eating right. I started eating a balanced meal.
You know, there's so much I can talk to you, but one I have to come to is when we spoke about craving.
Yeah.
Is today we have got onto drugs for craving control.
Yeah.
Because one there, I don't know why people are losing weight frantically.
जी.
Maybe because of how you realize, they realize, but it is morely happening. पहले तो lifestyle देखा नहीं.
जी.
Suddenly 30 के बाद I want to go anti-aging. Women want to look all young.
Yeah.
Botox has become a fashion because it's become affordable.
Yeah.
Then you have these drugs which are called the wonder drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know the generic name.
GLP कहते हैं.
GLP. How do you work on yourself to hold craving external element being used? Does it really have a problem?
I mean, let me anchor it to your context. So I'd say the start actually is spirituality. Being okay with who you are. I think it has to be the start. Because otherwise you're constantly judging yourself with what you see on...
You were not okay who you were.
No, I wasn't. But I didn't know better also. No?
Okay.
I learned that there is much more to life than just the appearance.
And today you are okay with
I'm much more mature. I'm much more learned. I've read more. I've understood more. I didn't know anything about spirituality. My journey of learning and studying has taught me a lot. I'm much more anchored. So I don't judge myself by what I see in others. One. That kicks off that race, so to speak. Think of the medicines that you're taking. They're essentially suppressing hunger.
Yes.
Yeah. But hunger is a cause of is being caused by deficiency.
as you told.
Yeah. So if I solve the deficiency, I solve the hunger. Then I don't need the medicine. No?
But what if I do it with medicines?
Side effects होते हैं. They claim there aren't, but there are side effects.
Less of dosage also causes side.
हाँ मतलब it's a 0-1 issue. अगर आप ले रहे तो ले रहे, नहीं ले तो बेटर है.
It's like मैं बोल रही हूँ मैं 1 सिगरेट पी लूँ या 10 पी
हाँ
लूँ.
पर
You're saying you're
मतलब
smoking.
असर तो होगा.
असर कुछ तो
हाँ,
होगा.
it cannot be zero.
It's like you're taking some stress. Now you're saying ज़्यादा लूँ कि
Yeah.
कम.
Now, before you and I both get crucified, there are conditions in which it might actually be very valuable.
Like they're claiming to be taking the country and the world to non-diabetics phase
हाँ.
through the drug. That's a big claim.
हाँ.
When you're saying मैं diabetes ही मिटा दूंगा इससे, that means hunger is the only reason for getting diabetic. It's a very strong claim.
Yeah, but diabetes is one of the most easily reversible problems in the world. If you permit, I'll be 2 minutes
Yes,
technical.
we need to know this.
So actually, when you measure sugar, you measure two things: morning fasting and
Yes.
90-day average HbA1c. You measure it by using drawing blood and then measuring the number of molecules in your red blood cell. आपके बदन में हर सेकंड 2 मिलियन रेड ब्लड सेल बनते हैं.
ठीक है.
राइट. तो आप सोचिए अगर आपका खून हर सेकंड नया बन रहा है जिसमें शुगर नहीं है, तो अगर मैंने जो डाला वो कंट्रोल कर लिया, तो आपका खून तो धुल रहा है ना, तो आपका शुगर तो रोज गिर रहा है. तो हाउ कैन यू हैव डायबिटीज लॉन्ग टर्म? इट्स वन ऑफ द इजीएस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स टू सॉल्व. नाउ व्हाई कांट यू स्टॉप व्हाट यू फीड? बिकॉज यू आर हंग्री. व्हाई आर यू हंग्री? बिकॉज यू हैव डिफिशिएंसी. आप डिफिशिएंसी सॉल्व कीजिए, हंगर ठीक हो जाएगा. हंगर ठीक हो जाएगा, जितना जरूरत होगा आप खाएंगे, जितना जरूरत होगा खाएंगे, आपका
पर
शुगर.
अगर मैं हंगर को ही फोर्सफुली हटा दूं,
हाँ.
डेफिशिएंसी तक जाऊं ही नहीं,
हाँ.
रूट कॉज तक,
हंगर हटाने से आपकी डेफिशिएंसी कैसी गई?
तो फिर भी डेफिशिएंसी रह
Naturally होगा
जाएगी.
ना.
So
In
even
fact,
if
ज़्यादा
you
होगा.
control the craving,
Yeah.
deficiency stays.
Yeah, then I'll supplement with that. No, that becomes a new industry altogether.
Oh, so people who are into controlling the cravings, they still suffer weakness because of
मैं आपको
deficiency.
एग्जांपल देता हूँ. Like say there is something called selenium, deficient in most vegetarian diets. Lack of selenium increases your risk of breast cancer 6x, risk of prostate cancer 6x. तो मैंने दवाई तो ले ली, हंगर तो सप्रेस कर दिया, अब उसके चलते अगर मेरे को डिफिशिएंसी हो गया तो उसका जिम्मा कौन है?
Because a lot of kidney problems are coming
Yeah, of
because
course,
of it.
absolutely. Has to happen. So, see, the way nature asked you to live has to be the way you have to live. Now, how can it be any other different? आप फिर आप उसको आर्टिफिशियली कुछ भी कर लीजिए. Then I might as well just put myself in the ICU, no?
Yeah.
ICU में फिर आप हमको IV दे दीजिए. I will live,
So
no
you're
problem.
basically striving on those machines and
Yeah,
systems
ठीक
too.
है. Then Matrix में भी ऐसे ही था. We are all just machines. To which,
Even the exercise world has become machine driven,
Yeah.
Pilates and all. I think we should know how to know our muscles of the body and train them with or without the machine.
Correct. आप कुछ कैरी करके एक बार एवरेस्ट का बेस कैंप में जाइए ना.
Oh.
देखिए आपके बदन को क्या होता
I
है.
have seen people come from. Have you done
I
that?
have not done yet.
You want to?
I would love to.
It's very tough.
Yeah,
I
it's tough.
heard.
It is tough.
For you, I
देखिए
don't
आपके
know.
बदन को क्या होता है. जितने भी मशीन्स आप यूज कर लीजिए, दैट काइंड ऑफ मॉड्यूलेशन ऑफ द बॉडी वेरी डिफरेंट.
You know, I've heard Ritesh so much about your this part of first is awakening to
Yeah.
yourself, then transforming that awakening to the world, which is
Yeah.
so nice of you. Now, third came how the world found you.
Yeah.
You have been there in the portfolio, or these people have been in your clientele portfolio. Some people who are contributing to the country, they
Yeah.
must be chief ministers or
Yeah.
former chief ministers.
Yeah.
And of course, you've also known our honorable prime minister. We are having this International Yoga Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And thankfully, you're there.
Yeah.
It's such a privilege that you're also part of that great yoga mission we have.
Sure.
How has your journey been with these people? Because they come from a different level of mission towards life. I don't look at any celebrity as the spotlight gainers and all. They really come with a whole bandwidth of responsibility in their domain. How was it to deal with them? Because they're very specifically driven to their purpose.
The most motivated people in the world. There is no one more motivated than these sets of people.
Do you judge them कि ये सिर्फ पैसा के लिए करते हैं, power driven है, और when you worked with them, you found them they're actually doing things beyond the average person.
100%. 100%. So I think they're the most humble. They're the most receptive. They're the most willing to listen. They're the most willing to implement. They're the most driven. They're the most passionate. They're the ones that get the outcome.
Tell me some experience, no, some anecdotes with them, which you can share.
हाँ मतलब
How did you get there? How did they find you, or you found them, or convinced each other to help each other?
yeah, so I think थोड़ा सा एक नाम बन गया करते करते, like the people we were helping.
फिर भी
And
कितने
then
लोग
people
नाम
spread.
बना
I don't know.
रखे?
I don't know. I think people were kind to me. They spread.
हाँ.
They, I think, perhaps saw the genuineness of
Who
what.
was the first guest who really had little more influence in the world?
नहीं ऐसे तो बहुत लोग के साथ हमने काम किया, मतलब फ्रॉम बॉलीवुड टू
बट आपका पहला
पॉलिटिक्स.
मेमोरी कौन है जो पहला नाम
That was
उस लिस्ट
obviously
में?
mom and dad. They were the two most,
And then in the
important people.
celebrity world of the worldly names.
So I was blessed to actually be invited to meet the Prime Minister. So 2017 में गया उनके पास.
कैसे हुआ ये पूरा
So
इंसिडेंट
उनके
बताना.
आसपास बहुत लोग थे जो जानते थे हमको, who knew about my transformation journey. तो उन्होंने कहा एक दिन, actually phone आई, and I thought somebody is pulling my leg.
Or somebody is called you to punish.
हाँ, to pull my leg basically कि उन्होंने बोला. But
And आप कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है या सीमेंट ओनर
जी.
है, एंटरप्रेन्योर है, तो और
जी.
आपको डर लगा होगा.
जी,
being
so I
called.
went, I
Yeah.
met, I explained to him
How
what.
was the experience of going
Very
and
scary
meeting?
actually because 1 घंटा बिताया मैं उनके साथ में.
How was the process? Because I have been once to PMO, but how was your experience?
Very scary to be honest. तो मैं घर गया.
You met him in the
Yeah,
house.
घर गया था. So they took me through security.
हाँ.
And normally you would imagine कि security के बाद में घर आता है.
हाँ.
But actually घर नहीं था.
Then?
Then they took me in a buggy.
Oh.
And बहुत आगे जाके उनका घर था. So it was almost like a
It was
500.
a very different experience.
So easily the most humble person I've met in my life. Easily the most receptive person I've met in my life. Easily the most willing to listen.
Not intimidated by his aura, because once I
I
met him.
I was very intimidated by his aura.
Yeah.
But I found in him someone who's very willing to listen. He like हम 1 घंटा साथ बिताए. 57 minutes I spoke. 3 minutes he spoke.
Nobody gets 57 minutes with
हाँ,
him
but I
easy.
spent that 1 hour with him and he heard everything I had to say. And then he said कि देखिए आप जो कह रहे हैं बहुत logical है, मैं कर नहीं सकता because I have a position. So he asked me then to go and meet the doctors at AIMS. So the next morning I went and met 3
Valeria.
doctors. Dr. Viz थे, ऐसे करके 2-3 लोग थे. I met them, explained to them what we were doing. They were able to accept that the logic I was bringing was sensible. And that is how then we actually ended up working for him.
And you used to help because their lifestyle is very different.
जी.
But they have the best thing about the celebrity world or the people who are in position of power is they have the resource
Yeah.
to help them create that, nutrition, food that you suggest or things. But politicians don't have time.
हाँ.
How did you balance that for them?
So
Did
उन्होंने
he agree to sleep 8
नहीं
hours?
नहीं he said actually मेरे को 4 घंटा नींद आती है.
Exactly. How
And
would you?
I disagreed. I said कि सर ऐसा नहीं होता. But आप कहेंगे तो मैं जाके स्टडी करूंगा.
हाँ.
I went back and studied. There is a 0.1% population of the world that can actually make do with 4 hours of sleep.
That's deep
So,
sleep.
हाँ, so Obama is one of them.
Oh
Apparently.
my God.
Apparently,
There are
Bill Clinton was another one of them. Modi ji, hopefully
Who was
one of
able
them.
to do
Yeah,
that,
hopefully one
yes.
of them. He does a lot of other things like yoga, meditation.
He
बहुत कुछ
does?
हाँ, ध्यान करते हैं. So because of that, I suppose that his sleep is less required. But no, I found in him to be
What in that 1 hour stayed with you? One line he said, or something that touched
actually
you.
the aura of his face. He's somebody who really has aura. Like if you're in his presence, you know you're in someone special's presence. I think that really stayed with me. I think the humility with which he heard, like who am I, right? I'm just this random person who's talking about something. I didn't have any great degree or any great qualification, but his receptivity to be open and listen.
He gives equal value to people who
But he
come.
made me feel like I was the most important person in the world.
Wow.
And as prime minister of my prime minister, to give me that importance, I don't know if I deserved it also, frankly.
So nice. And what about the other, some more names? I know Himanta Vishwa Sharma I'm very fond of.
Yeah.
So I like, he's very hyperactive.
Ji.
He's all over the
Yeah.
energy.
He's somebody we've known actually for a long time.
How?
One of the easily most. So हम लोग असम के हैं.
Acha.
Originally Shillong. We're an old family from Shillong. So he's somebody we've known for a long time. So naturally he's seen me.
I just came from Shillong.
I see.
First time in my life I went there.
Huh.
And was awed by the weather over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
So
is
we've
next
been there
level.
180 years now.
Wow.
As a family. And so obviously we've known him. He's seen me in my earlier avatar. Obviously once he saw the change, then there was some curiosity. So whatever I knew, I shared with him.
So is your thing helping people again of different nature and personality? Look at the variety.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself successfully or you feel like, oh dude, how will I do this? They are all so different. Because ultimately the question comes, we are all different.
Yeah.
Body is different.
Yeah.
They all say, sabki body alag hai, sabka reaction alag hoga. How do you neutralize that when you guide people or you take their...
मतलब we have done now, I'd say 10,000 people. हमको तो ऐसा कोई नहीं लगा.
सबकी बॉडी अलग है ऐसा सब यूनिक है
Your
यही तो बोलते हैं.
circumstances are different.
Okay.
Your experience is different.
That has impact on your body,
Yeah,
and if
what
you
you're
don't
going
disconnect,
through, what you're going through at that moment might be different. But the essential core of the body is the same, no? It's a human body, right? It has, 5 or 6 systems running, circulatory, respiratory, whatever you want to call it. That's common.
Why so much heart attacks at early age in men?
Multiple factors. One clear factor is also COVID. So
Why in 40s? Is there a
no, I
pattern?
don't think. I think there's a little bit of noise in that data.
Okay.
I think it is when it happens because it's an outlier. So I think it stands out a little bit more. It's not like other ages people don't die of heart
हाँ, some
attacks.
in 50s, some in 50s.
सब में होते हैं. This death happening because of heart attacks in the last 5-6 years in particular has been traced back to the COVID vaccine. So one of the arguments is about 7-8% are at risk.
So SII will be questioned on that.
हाँ.
The clinical trial was fast tracked,
Yeah.
but there was no option.
Correct. Why नहीं थे?
उपाय नहीं
But
था.
I think one of the things that is happening is you're creating some sort of a plastic formation, which then goes and gets clogged in your arteries. And that's causing this sudden.
Is there a way out of it?
So at least what I have learned is no, you are at risk. And if it happens, it happens. They haven't found an answer.
Why not in women?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है again.
It can happen to
can happen
anyone.
men or women. But they are women.
We hardly hear of young women suddenly collapse.
Like,
too.
again, like I
It's too
I think there's a little bit of noise in that data.
About the young children, they are so amazing, so AI driven, so robotic also, I feel.
Yeah.
How should they grow up? Because they are self-driven, self-empowered, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're driven by data, content, and I don't know what all.
Yeah.
They speak so nice, but their existence of them and even the Gen Z, we don't understand. Gen Zs operate in a different way. They operate with their mood. So how you take care of this category of new bubbles?
Sure. So I'd say one of the best things you can teach them is this capacity to regulate your nervous system. I'll use a wonderful analogy and story. I taught my son.
How old is he?
He's now 12, but I taught this about 6 years ago when he was 6. So I said, would you like to regulate your nervous system? Pura jada nahi samjha. But he said, batao kya hai? So I stood under the shower with the water turned to cold and I didn't flinch. And I said, would you like to do this? So he came to the water and obviously jumped. And I said, look, that is your body's innate response to pain, pleasure. You can regulate because I could. He went away that day. Nothing happened. 6 months later, it was January. My wife called me and said he wants to show you something. He stood under the water, cold water, for 3 minutes. So if a 6-year-old child can learn how to regulate his nervous system, anyone can. And I think perhaps one of the biggest gifts we can give to young children is to knowledge you'll get, right? Capacity you'll get. AI will fill whatever it is you don't know. You could learn 10 languages if you wanted today. You could learn all kinds of things if you wanted to. Knowledge is available. But I think this capacity to regulate your nervous system is something that will separate, those who can.
How do you make them believe it is needed? आपने अपने बेटे को तो बोल दिया और 6 महीने का पेशेंस भी था आप में. We keep nagging.
So you lead by example, which is why the pressure transfers back to us. I can't ask my son to do something I'm not.
Oh, so they learn what you do.
Monkey see, monkey do, right? So आप करेंगे तो वो भी करेगा.
Nowadays there's a fashion to get into the ice bucket in.
कर सकते हैं.
बहुत fashionable trend हो गया है.
Like I stay away from fashion trends.
But does it help?
It doesn't hurt. Like so,
It helps in regulating
there are 2 or 3
nervous
different
system.
factors that are happening. So when you go into heat sauna, you develop something called the heat shock proteins. Very good for you. When you contrast that with cold, you're creating that innate response to not sort of get affected. I think it's good for you. Is that mandatory? Does the whole world need to jump into a bucket of ice? I think not. There are many other ways to achieve the same thing.
You've come from Shillong, so the weather there, waterfalls is your place.
Correct, exactly.
तो क्या करना चाहिए? सब कोई सब कुछ कर रहा है. My only thing is there's so much now.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to ape the other one. FOMO भर गया.
वो डर है सबको.
हाँ, तो अभी
मैं छूट जाऊंगा. मैं पीछे रह जाऊंगा.
मुझे कितना करना चाहिए मुझे तो नहीं पता. मुझे कितना खाना चाहिए. Again, you said health is what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
But if you're striving for perfection, everybody wants to look as prettier, as better.
जी.
There is no end.
Yeah.
And how do you find yourself that peace? How did you find your peace?
Yeah, so like I said, I found it by anchoring myself, understanding that.
You don't race up with other nutrition scientists.
Not at all, actually. हम तो जानते भी नहीं है. Like people keep giving me new names. मैं तो जानता भी नहीं, मैं पढ़ता भी नहीं.
But आपको नहीं पूरे country world में मेरा ही नाम हो, ऐसा रेस नहीं हो
अगर हो
जाएगा?
जाए तो बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं हो तो फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. आई एम डूइंग व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. अगर नाम बन जाएगा तो अच्छा है, नहीं बनेगा तो ठीक है.
So nothing to
नहीं,
strive for
I strive for
perfection.
myself. I strive to make myself better. I have a very simple philosophy in life. There are only three pillars I have control over: my time, my mind, and my body. These are only three things in my control. इसके अलावा और कोई भी चीज़ मेरी ज़िंदगी में मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. सो एवरी डे व्हेन आई वेक अप आई जस्ट आस्क माई सेल्फ व्हाट कैन आई डू टू मैनेज माई टाइम बेटर, व्हाट कैन आई डू टू मैनेज माई बॉडी बेटर, व्हाट कैन आई डू टू मैनेज माई माइंड बेटर. अगर ये तीन चीज़ मेरे काबू में है, फिर दुनिया जो करे करे.
If I leave you with the last question of sharing the secret, how do you manage your time?
So I'm very, very, very ruthless about how I use my time. I'm very ruthless about who I give it to, what I give it for, because that's a precious gift. I don't know how long I have, but however much I have, I want to make the most of it. So I'm conscious, I'm aware, like literally I'd say ruthless about who and where and how
You
I
know
give.
how to say no.
100%. 100%. Anything I don't want to do, I'll just not
So
do.
you plan your day in the
हाँ जी,
morning,
हाँ, yeah,
every day.
yeah.
And if it ticks, it's good. If it doesn't tick, it's okay.
नहीं देखिए, परफेक्शन नहीं है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग आई लिव अ
But you
परफेक्ट लाइफ.
little look
आई
forward.
ट्राई.
Try.
I try. I'm conscious that my time is valuable. If I can say no to something, I just say no to something.
And how do you manage your body?
So all the things I do, I eat well, I sleep well, I exercise regularly, I meditate, I control
So
my
your
breath.
food is like a menu card to your chef or
नहीं
anyone?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. मैं
Because
तो
you
जानता भी नहीं हूँ क्या बना हुआ है.
no,
जो
you live like that.
हाँ हाँ, जो बनता है खा लेता हूँ मैं.
हाँ.
हाँ हाँ. सी बिकॉज मोटा मोटा ठीक है ना. मेरे घर में मतलब कुछ खराब नहीं आता है.
You're not specific कि पराठा नहीं खाऊंगा कभी.
नहीं नहीं, क्यों नहीं खाऊंगा पराठा, तो बहुत अच्छा आपके लिए. समोसा क्यों नहीं खाऊंगा, बहुत अच्छा आपके लिए. ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है. यू कैन लिव लाइफ लाइक दैट. आई विल गो क्रेजी, यू नो. लाइक इफ आई स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग
Your
न्यूट्रिशन साइंस.
wife will surely go crazy.
No, exactly. Somebody will go crazy, right? With me, starting with me, right? अगर मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि जिंदगी में कभी समोसा नहीं खा सकता हूँ, then I'll go crazy, you know. That's not life.
Yeah.
There are people who live like that, and that's okay, you know,
So
no
you
judgment.
first become aware what is there
Yeah.
and you then manage to
हाँ,
eat.
but हमारे घर में मतलब what I'd call non-food, that generally speaking doesn't come. सो घर में जो आ रहा है मतलब कुदरत ने दिया है, उससे आप जो भी बना लीजिए. खिचड़ी बना लीजिए,
And
बिरयानी.
can you cook for yourself?
Yeah, I love cooking.
So this I want.
Yeah, I love cooking.
So men can cook
Of
better.
course. No, better, but worse.
But they can cook.
They can cook. Yeah.
Logical दिमाग होता है ना, so
हाँ,
I
no, I
don't
can
know how
cook.
they plan the cooking. Rather they can cook better. आप लोग
Better
emotion
worse, I will
use
not
नहीं
ask.
करते because you have logic to understand the ingredients.
Yeah.
Then you can play 5 dishes into it.
Yeah. No, better worse मैं नहीं कहूँगा, but I can
You
cook.
play very safe.
Yeah.
The third is managing mind. What do you do that?
Yeah. So I think the understanding is that the mind is a construct. It is being constructed every second, and it is in your control. What construction is occurring is literally in your control. Once you understand what we call upstream, like how it is being constructed, then I can literally dictate how my mind is being constructed.
So you
Doesn't
have to
matter what
be
the
in
experience.
check every minute.
It's a training. You have to train to understand how this construction is happening. It's happening by multiple factors: memory, emotions, the physicality of your body. What is it I want with my life? Attention. Like where am I putting my attention? All these factors come together to construct what you'd call the self. But that self is, you know, in your hand. It's your wish what you want to create.
You know, we have spoken so much, so many areas.
Yeah.
It's just I've touched upon.
Ji.
Every chapter looks like depth.
Right.
I can go on for a series
Ji,
with
ji.
you. So we will get there.
Yeah.
I think we are on the table decided now. We'll
Right.
do a series where we can involve something very important, all kind of people in the country where you host and we bring something out. I hope that works. But one more thing I want to you to leave us with is you have a family.
Yeah.
Who has been the most contributing people in your family? Of course, you start with parents.
Yeah.
How do you look at your contribution of your family and relation in your life?
I'd say like no, there are many more people. Obviously, mom and dad for sure. My wife has played a very central role. I have 2 children, Dia and Vihan. I learn something from them every day. My extended family, which is 2 sisters and a brother, obviously they've played a role. My brother-in-law again, he's played a role. I have lots of friends who we share and exchange and talk and learn from. They've played a very positive role. I think every person I've met.
So has relationship, because today we see relationship stress a lot, especially with the new generation. And that has also messed up the way we are operating, anchoring our mind, everything. How important role of a healthy relation or a healthy body chooses a healthy relation, or a healthy relation makes you live a healthy body and mind and whatever.
You have to work on both. See,
Which is the first?
good question.
You were blessed, but some
Yeah.
people have no non-understanding parents,
Yeah.
non-working out relationships,
Yeah.
marriages are splitting off.
Yeah.
उस बीच में सब अटेंशन खुद पे लाके आदमी सोचे कि मैं ढंग से खाऊं पीऊं चलूं, हो
Yeah,
सकता है.
okay. All right. Now I think maybe I understand your question a little bit better. In that case, I would 100% focus on myself. Because if I'm okay, then the world is okay, no?
Whatever the situation
अब
be.
जो भी है अब क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं? There's nothing I can do, right? अगर let's say for whatever reason, there's a dysfunctional relationship in my orbit,
Or it has become over time
for whatever reason,
situationally.
right?
Yes.
Then at the very least, at least I have to focus on myself, no? Why would I punish myself just because I happen to be in a dysfunctional anything, whatever that might be? It could be work, it could be
So
relation.
always the focus has to come to you.
So शुरुआत आपका यूनिवर्स तो आप ही से चालू होता है ना?
यही तो हम समझ नहीं
हाँ,
पाते.
but actually your universe is you, no?
Yeah. What is your one message today to what are you trying to do in the world? What is you trying to do?
Yeah, sure. It's again a really good question. I think there's way too much stress, way too much anxiety, way too much envy, way too much jealousy. And a lot of it is coming from this misunderstanding of actually what is life and the way you need to live your life. I think if you ask me my one journey or my one purpose, there are these concepts that have become very popular. Ikigai, for example, do what you love, and if you get paid for it, even better. My single mission at this moment is to take Upekkha to the world. It's a concept. It's a concept that anyone can abide by. There's nothing religious about it. I found transformation in the way I live my life once I understood the concept and I realized that anyone can do it. So if you ask me what I'm trying to do, is literally take this word and concept to the world.
So Upekkha can be adopted by anyone educated, less age,
बच्चे
older people,
10-year-old,
anyone,
5-year-old, doesn't really
and
matter.
even an older
Yeah, of
elderly
course, why not?
person.
Yeah, why not? So it's a concept. There's nothing religious, nothing spiritual about it. It's a way of living. I think it's a great way of living. I can't think of living any other way.
Which area in the country today has fascinated you, or one experience of any human which fascinated you? And you felt, other than we've spoken about celebrities, but
Yeah.
this person you met and you actually felt like, it fits into your purpose. Somebody is living a good life. Have you ever met someone?
Yeah, many actually. Honestly.
Coming from Shillong, I'm sure.
Yeah, many actually, honestly. And I'm actually constantly surprised. There is more hope than there is dismay, actually, to be honest.
Oh, wow. We thought ulta.
Yeah, the common perception would be like, we're all
बहुत
dying.
दुख है,
बहुत
सुख
दुख
कम
है,
है.
बहुत ये है, बहुत वो है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I think we're all on our journey. I think the motives are generally speaking good. मतलब 1000 में आपको दो ऐसे मिलेंगे.
तो हमें उल्टा क्यों दिख रहा है?
See, it's human nature, right?
कि
Because
मीडिया नरेटिव.
नहीं, I don't want to blame the media. I think it's human nature that जो खराब है वो ज़्यादा दिखता है. It's a survival bias. If I don't see the bad, then I will die, right? So then there's a survival bias here. But otherwise, I think people are
Because
wonderful.
अभी हम कार्बन एमिशन की बात कर रहे हैं, एनर्जी, वी टॉकिंग सो मेनी थिंग्स.
जी.
कार्बन भी बचा लो, एनर्जी भी ठीक करो, ओजोन. उस बीच में वी आल्सो फाइटिंग नाउ, सी पीपल गेटिंग मोर इवॉल्व्ड और लुकिंग फॉर दैट एवोल्यूशन. पैसा से सुख मिलता है कि नहीं? शुड वी अर्न मोर? शुड बी जस्ट हैप्पी? व्हाट हैज ड्रिवन टू मेक पर्सन हैप्पी? गुड बॉडी, मनी,
Yeah.
success. What is your
I mean, if
key?
you ask me, it's the discipline of understanding that the only three things in your control are body, mind, and time. And like the joy I get every single day is this constant endeavor, constant endeavor to keep working on it. As long as I'm working on that, मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना चाहूँ, मैं एक्टर बनना चाहूँ, मैं एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहूँ, या आपके जैसे जर्नलिस्ट बनना चाहूँ, it doesn't really matter, no? I will apply that skill to whatever it is I want to do, and that joy will come automatically because I have actually worked on the first principles, right? The basics, which is my mind, my body, and my time. इसके अलावा कुछ है नहीं.
And you have to tell us one thought on yoga. How important is it? We
Yeah.
are sitting, you're part of that International Yoga Day we are doing in Bengal. How do you look at yoga? What is your thought that why people should imbibe little bit of it?
Yeah, again, take away the religious aspect or the
Okay.
spiritual aspect. It is a very deep science. People don't fully understand. There are actually 7 levels of yoga. The ultimate is samadhi. So actually, if you practice yoga, your ultimate goal would be samadhi. What we commonly know is the exercise form of yoga, the pranayama and the exercise form of yoga. But yoga has many different levels. I don't know of any better science. Like literally, I don't know of any better science. I've read so much and I've studied so many different things. Yoga by far is one of the most complete sciences about good health.
And how do we do it? It should be part of a routine every day. And it has any connect to our body absorbing food better.
For sure. Like so, मतलब again, like I don't want to prescribe. अगर रोज कर सकते हैं तो बहुत अच्छा है. Pranayam, for sure. Like I found breathing and the regulation of my breath to be easily one of the most powerful interventions I've made. That's what came from yoga. People are reselling it. I am reselling it to the world to say, देखो आप ये सांस पे control कर लो. But this was written 4, 5, 7, whatever, 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yoga is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And how do you say Bengal now calling International Yoga?
अच्छा है,
Please.
मतलब देश का तरक्की हो, बंगाल का तरक्की हो, उससे better क्या हो?
Yes, we need it most. It is so interesting. We've spoken about almost everything.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I want to go deep into every
Ji,
chapter.
thank you, so kind.
But it is nice that you explain nutrition. One-liner to the words that come that closes my show with
Sure,
you.
sure.
But a thought that comes in your head. The first word I have for you is nutrition,
Simple,
memory,
malleable,
money,
important,
power,
not important.
success,
Gives you drive.
relationships,
Very important.
and life.
It's a blessing.
That's so nice. You have a guru in life? You become-
No.
Your knowledge is your
Yeah, I
driven.
read, I study.
Yeah.
I mean, I learn from everyone. So in that sense, everyone is a guru.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. I think we can go on to everything more deep. But I would like to take your Upekkha as the biggest learning for us, and also to take it forward as something people should learn more about through
Ji,
you
ji.
and adapt. And maybe as your book comes out,
Yeah.
we get a window of looking into how we
Absolutely,
can practice
absolutely,
it.
Absolutely.
So one message you've given us is live a good life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Understand it better.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It
Your
was a
pleasure.
pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have you with
Yeah,
us.
thank you.